live. The After Weight Pile Show, boys. The After Weight Pile Show. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Boys, come on here. Come on here. Starring Rocky Strong. Brought to you by the Rocky Strong Broadcasting Network. Thank you for stopping by. Tommy Thunder. My man Tommy in here right off the jizzump. You heard? Right off the jizzump. That sounds weird. We're not going to say that again. We're not going to say that again. Even though it's a little bit like carnied up, you know, it still sounded awful weird. No diddy on that deal. Boom! Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? That's right, boys. Serial a la mode. That's what we copped today. 50 on the 7 on the Mike Vick. 50 for a Mike Vick. We had to do it. We had to pull the trigger on that. Not to mention, we've been putting stuff back in the Hooskow. So, strong family up in here. Strong family up in here. You already know what it is. You already know what it is, boys. Get yourself a prescription always. Consult a physician, Papa Shanga, whoever you need to. But definitely talk to a professional. Wesley Mitchell. Hey, boys, I got you. Don't worry about nothing, Wesley. I just haven't had a chance with the Easter festivities and dyeing the old lady's hair today and general exhaustion in the afternoon. I have not been able to put together the packages yet, and I want to take time so I can write down a nice little handwritten note to you and, you know, put it together nicely instead of something quick. Also, Glamis needs to have her package sent out, so don't feel bad. You're not the only one, Wesley, but I am going to get on it. It's just been kind of hectic, and I want to make sure that I take the time, you know, to really make something nice for you. Believe that. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? Cereal a la mode, boys. I was going to look it up, too. Somebody had to Google it. I was trying to figure out what the strain, what the 2 strains are for cereal a la mode, but I never did. I never did look it up, so I don't know. But it sounds like some kind of ice cream cake kind of thing. You dig? Never had it, brother. Never had it. But yeah, don't worry, man. I will not shortchange you, brother. Promise you that. You should be happy with what you get, man. I just got to put it together, man. I don't want to do it in haste. If I'm curt with you, it's because time is of the essence. Splash, he said. Splash. I heard that. Let's break us out a little something here. What else, boys? Today was shoulder day. Today was shoulder day, boys. I got a couple pieces hanging up there. You know what I'm saying? I got this piece here. I got the middle piece. I got a little back piece going. Not too bad, but we gotta get that back. I'm gonna start doing these cable extensions to try to get that back delt really rocking. We need to get that full on Death Star shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Full on Death Star shoulders. You dig? I just gotta work on that back delt a little bit. To be honest with you, on this stool, well, no, you can't see it, but there's even another piece in here, a small piece that goes in between those 2 pieces. This one and that one. There's another piece right here. That's right, boys. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? NL Gennard, thank you for stopping by. I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well and find the channel entertaining. Everybody, hope you have a blessed weekend. Easter Eve, boys. Easter Eve, boys. The Shroud of Turin show you, if you ever look up the Shroud of Turin. Turin. The Shroud of Turin, maybe something like that. Hey, the Reinhardts. In case you guys didn't know, hold on 1 second. The Shroud of Turin has been studied by over 120 some academic and scientific I don't know, whatever you call it, peoples, and they can't explain it, but it's a negative burned onto a piece of cloth, and you can't even see the image unless you're more than 8 feet away from it, because it's such a fine image on, like, I can't remember what they said, but it's such a faint image on the cloth that you can't even barely see it, like, unless you're farther away from it, you know what I mean? And basically what it is it's the cloth that was laid over Jesus after the crucifixion, and it basically is showing the resurrection on it. Huh. I know. Crazy. The Reinhardts has their own channel, boys. Tap in with them. Tap in with the Reinhardts for wholesome family entertainment. And homeboy me playing hockey too. So check them out for Rizzle. Not to mention, I feel like there are also Christians out here that are trying the best they can, just like all the rest of us. So awesome that you came across my channel and you supported the channel. Found my you know, a lot of people don't like my face, you know what I mean? So I'm glad y'all hung out for a minute, seeing that I ain't just some dummy. And I mean, I know y'all figured out I'm a dummy, right? But you know, I'm not like some kind of dummy, you know what I mean? This dummy, let's pull some little piece out of here. Get some medicine out of here, boys. This has been some strong medicine too, as well. We're gonna talk about it right quick too. We got something for tomorrow. We got a new one for tomorrow. Thank goodness there was something new, a new cookie strain to pick up from the dispo today. And sure enough, we're going to check it out tomorrow. I took this down. So basically what I'm doing right now is just keep trying to take this out of that thumbnail until I mess it up, or thumbtack until I mess it up, and then it won't stick in there and I'll have to redo it again. But Thunder Gang in here, man. In case you didn't know, the Reinhardts, Thunder Gang, Tommy Thunder, Corrupt, Karma, Grub Mud, and of course Rocky Strong. Thunder Gang. Nemo, don't be a fetus and come in here acting crazy, please. Thank you. Tommy, thank you. And I allow the moderators to pretty much run the chat. If anybody's wondering, I'm not easily offended, but other people in the chat are offended. And when they get offended, they'll let you know. Just like that, right there. So, cereal a la mode. We're looking at about 18% on the activating factor. So, you know, y'all will find that Gamer Kid, we don't do a whole lot of fetus stuff in here, buddy. So if you're under the age of 18, I really don't know if this is the content for you, brother. That being said, 18% activating factor, 1.97% terpene. So not like, you know, the highest numbers you're going to find. 420 sale today. Had to grab it. Couldn't not grab it. You dig? Couldn't not grab it. Some pretty nice looking stuff too. You dig? Huh. What was that? Whoa, that was my prescription. Yeah, I already know, brother. It is an 18 plus chat. I allow the chat to run the chat. So if they find you to be a fetus, most likely they're going to get you up out of here. In case y'all was wondering, it's pretty warm out tonight in the shack. So if I start to perspirate, that's probably why. I'm going to partake in a couple bangers. I didn't water today. I feel like we didn't need to water today because it was pretty saturated. So we'll probably water tomorrow because that'd be 2 days in a row that I haven't watered. They look fine. You know, they just now starting to dry out on the tops. But we'll probably go ahead and give them some water tomorrow. Get the tomatoes going. They've been coming along pretty swimmingly, to be honest with you. I'm pretty amazed at how fast they came up and started, you know, doing their thing here. Leafing out. Hope everybody's doing good on Easter Eve here. Hopefully everybody caught the chat earlier today. The ride. I like doing both. I like doing the rides and I like being in the shack. So absolutely, brother. Every day. When I say no days off, it doesn't mean like every day, but Saturday and Sunday and sometimes Wednesday when I don't feel like it. It's every day consistent. 474 days in a row today. Of course, I don't lift weights every day. Every other day, like tomorrow will be a calisthenics day where I do pretty much all body weight stuff except for squats. I use like a 60-pound barbell, which is 60 total, not 60 and 60. You know what I mean? So not 120, but just 60 because I don't want to mess my knees up, man. My knees are kind of. Oh yeah, Tommy, he's tapping in and he's learning. He's figuring out what's going on with the channel. And you know, if he's playing hockey, then he's pretty athletic. Muffin Man, another guy that's frequents the channel. We haven't seen him around a little bit, but he gets busy from time to time. He's from Canada and he plays hockey, refs hockey, and he plays hockey. And he gets a workout. I mean, anytime you put them skates on, boys. I tried just roller skating not that long ago, probably like 3-4 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And man, that shit tore my calves were screaming. I wasn't working out then though, but my calves were screaming, dude. Sheesh, boys. A little bit warmer in here than I thought. That's good for the plants though. For sure it is. We got the fan going, so that moves the air around. I just got turned off now so you don't have to hear it. I can't believe they ain't really pushing nobody into these chats, man, or into the if they are, that I don't even care about the counters much anymore. I don't even pay attention to it. I usually just try to do the show because the counter's always wrong. I can't never take it for what it really is, but I really don't understand why some dude could have 100 people in his chat with a damn toilet ring around his head, a toilet seat on his head. You know what I mean? And I'm in here. I mean, I know I'm not the most entertaining sumbitch you ever seen in your life, but at the same time, I do try to keep it moving. I don't leave a lot of dead air. You know, I try to think of topics to talk about and, you know, converse with you to where you can relate. I can't relate with a dude that's got a toilet seat on his head. Oh, you're cool, Tommy. No, I wasn't saying like wondering why people ain't chatting. I'm like wondering why that Tubes ain't giving the kids some love, like sending people that we don't know up in here a little more often. You know what I mean? And throughout. I feel like the longer that you are, you know, doing live, I think they like you to do like 3-4 hour lives and stuff, you know. That way they'll push more people eventually to the live, or more people have more time to find them. But that also messes up my replay game. So can't worry about everything. Got to just do what we do. Make our art the way we make it and keep on rocking it. If it ain't working out, it ain't working out. But one day, it will be undeniable. And we'll have made it there because he allowed it. We'll make it there because he allowed it. Because he was sent here to be sacrificed for our sins. So he was basically just showing us what he would be willing to do to save us. You know what I mean? And that's what Easter is about, man, and resurrection. So Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend and are gonna have a very blessed day tomorrow. Hope everybody has a good day of eating. You want to come in here, Slowpoke? No? All right. I'd love to have this door open, to be honest with you. All kinds of bugs came in last night, so I don't want to do that. Oh, yeah, 2 in here now. We got 2 in here now. So keep the door shut for now. Whew. Yeah, we got something new. I'll probably check it out tomorrow to see what the 2 parent phenomes for this strain tomorrow is going to be. But yeah, luckily there was a cookie strain. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we're cookies connoisseur at this point. Pretty much a cookies expert coming up on. They had the Madarena on sale, which that's a good one too. Dude was kind of directing me to higher THC content stuff, and I was really like, nah, bro, like that ain't really what I'm looking at. That's not what I'm looking for. 30% and stuff, you know, that's not what I'm looking for. But he did recommend some stuff from a different grower called, and it was like jellies or something. Oh yeah, I know. I gotta lay out my stuff. We never really pushed the kids to go any way religiously. And my son found his way found his way to Jesus and gonna be baptized tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I've been thinking about going to church. I know it sounds crazy, but I have been thinking about it a little bit. I gotta find the right kind of place though. It's kind of hard for me to find a place to go, you know. Gotta be the right kind of preacher and stuff. Man, we had Cajun chicken pasta for dinner. Sheesh. Missile. Damn, that shit was good. I had a little bit of broccoli. That's probably gonna fuck my stomach up, but I couldn't help it. It was so delicious. So delicious. I had to throw some of that broccoli in there. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like raw broccoli almost, man, I think, to be honest with you. And usually that messes my stomach up a little bit. I am gonna start trying to cut back a little bit though. I think smoking is between smoking, going hard at the gym, and general just other stuff that I have to get done. Around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I start feeling like exhausted, bro. Like not tired, but like exhausted. Like, man, I feel like I just woke up or just getting ready to go to bed. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, it's kind of, I don't know. It's been fucking with me a little bit. And it's usually after I smoke in the afternoon, like my midday, like getting home from work, smoke. And I don't think we might not have to like, you know, take that out of the day. But what I think is at each setting we need to like curtail a little bit of our intake, you know, instead of taking like 4 or 5 bingers, just take like 1 or 2 bingers and wait and see how I feel. And then if I need to medicate again, but setting up like 4 or 5 bingers, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to like cut back a little bit. And like I said, I feel like we got a little bit in the hoos cow. We might be able to take next week off, but not have to go up there if I can play my cards right, you know. Yes, sir. Need to clean this bowl piece, man. I was watching Crusted this morning at like 7 in the morning, right? And he was dancing around, listening to music, having a good time. I started heading up the road, turning the YouTube on to go live, and homeboy's at work. I'm like, what the fuck? Like 9 o'clock in the morning, he's at work. I'm like, I just seen this dude like 2 hours ago on live, having a great time, dude. And then uh I'm on my way back or whatever around lunchtime, getting ready to do the old lady's hair, and he's on live again. I'm like, good God, this dude's the hardest working man on YouTube. Blue Sushi's like real popular in Cali. Well, it was very sought after. Very sought after. There was a certain grower that was every once in a while they bring two plants together and they come up with something that's fairly new or unknown and promoted and grown by a certain person. It makes it a certain deal, you know what I mean? And sometimes it takes flight, even if it is like an older strain or something that and probably nobody's never heard of it or something, or it just wasn't ever popular. And then when a certain grower gets a hold of it, and then it makes it super popular, right? So that's what happened with the Blue Sushi. So a lot of people got to where they was like, oh, that's like a name that was sought after, right? I can't remember who grew it out there, man, to be honest with you. I don't think it was Doja. I don't think it was man, trying to think. It wasn't Cookies or anything like that. It was a different brand. Anyway, since this thing was sought after, that strain started to make its way around. Well, apparently, it's something I've heard of that I was looking for, and we had Blue Sashimi by Dharma Pharmaceuticals, which was nice, and we liked that. So when dude said that's what was, one of the parent plants for my tomatoes, I was like, oh yeah, we gotta try that out. We gotta try that out. Hence, blue tomato. Blue tomatoes. We got fried green tomatoes and blue tomatoes. Trying to play a little off of that, you dig? Like if you know type ish, you know what I'm saying? If you know, the type ish, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I said, somebody else has probably already pulled this trickery before. But if you're into the channel and you watch and you're entertained and you're a Rocky Strong family member, Rocky Strong family up in here. Strong family up in here. You already know what it is. Strong family up in here. Then you'll know that these tomato plants right here probably gonna be some of the finest tomatoes we've ever seen. Just saying. Some of the finest tomato in the tri-state area. We're gonna try like hell anyway, man. We're gonna do our best. And I'm not doing inside, I'm doing outside, so that makes a difference as well. It really does, man, on the potency and stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have no recourse though. I can't keep this going, man. This right here, I'm gonna end up getting in trouble for. It's gonna be a lot of electricity and all that to try to keep them. And I'm looking at a couple of days here before the end of the month that are going to be in the 50s, low 50s out here. So I'll have to run the heater on low in here, which is better than running it on high, but it's still going to be burning up the electric. And that's not good, bro. That's not what I want at all. But I started them a little bit early so that we could get them outside, Oh, man, isn't it, though? especially if it's dry. Real nice. Warm, not hot, you know. You get a fire going and, not be like choked out by all the heat coming off of it, but keep the bugs and everything away. Yeah, I ain't much of a camper, brother. Every time I go camping, it rains. Every time when I was a kid that we went camping, it rained or it was cold as shit, and I hated it. I had a sleeping bag and all that, but it still sucked. And then waking up in the morning and everything's damp, everything's wet, and one time they let the dam out. One time we was like downstream of the dam and washed half our shit out. My uncle was pissed. I always wanted to go, but then when I got out there, I was like, man, this shit sucks, bro. Back then too, though, we didn't have like, telephones or anything else to do. So that's the only thing there was to do was go out camping, fishing, stuff like that. In summertime, swimming, messing around with your cousins and stuff, That's all I had. It wasn't no, like, you sure as hell ain't sitting in the house all day. Mama will go run your ass out the house for sure. Mama and Papa ain't having that shit. You just better bring your ass home before dark, though. After your chores are done, you gotta get the hell out of Dodge. So we used to go run the woods, run up on the hill, go exploring through the mountains. West Virginia, that's where I'm from, where I was born. But I didn't live there, but I'd go back there like and visit every summer, Stay for most of the summer. Me and my cousin, man, I stay there so long that me and my cousin would start to arguing and stuff like brothers and get into fights and all kinds of stuff because we just irritate each other until, that you couldn't stand each other no more. Then you fight and get mad about something, get in a fight, and then be buddies again for about 2 weeks. And then aggravate the piss out of each other again. But man, I love my cousin Jimmy, dude. He was like my brother, man. That didn't live with me. You know what I mean? He stayed with my mom and papa. He was my aunt's son. He passed away. Me and him had a disagreement that night, and I couldn't get him back in the car. Little did I know that he done jumped in a briar bush before and wouldn't come up out of it for my papa and all kinds of stuff, like would run off and not listen to nobody when he got like super pounded. And we had just started hearing about them Incredible Hulks, the Hypnotic and Hennessy. So we sat at the bar, drank a bunch of those, and then went bowling. Got kicked out. He was hooting and hollering at dudes' girls down the way. I was trying to tell him not to do that, you know what I mean? Because I was still like kind of coherent, and I didn't want to have to fight with these dudes, you know what I mean? And next thing I know, I was like about 80% sure the security that asked us to leave, the bouncers basically that asked us to leave, I was pretty sure he was a man. I was like about 80% that I had seen him before, So I'm trying to tell him like, nah, bro, he's a cop, bro. We gotta go. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna fuck that dude up. Told me I can't have no more beer. Fuck him. I was like, nah, it ain't like that, homie. Like, chill. We got back in the car, man, and he just kept on, man. And I was like, God damn, man. If you don't understand, like, I'm almost positive he's the police, dude. Like, stop. And he gets out like, you don't think I'll do it? I'm like, get back in the car, man. You know what I mean? And eventually I'm like, I ain't getting arrested tonight. So I left. Went and got my dad, woke my dad up. I'm like, Pops, you gotta go get him, man. This is where he's at. So I was like, for sure, speeding the whole way back. I was going like about, you know what I mean? I made sure that I wasn't, because I was worried about him, you know. Well, my dad finally finds him and he won't get back in the car and shit. He's pissed, you know, of course, because I left him. Well, goddamn, bro. I told you, like, I'm leaving if you don't get back in. Like, I don't know how else to tell it to you. I can't spell it out to you no more than I already did. I'm leaving if you don't get back in, right? And I felt terrible about it because he got pissed. We had went and got his dirt bike, like, I don't even know, dude. Like 2 weeks before that, he had a Yamaha 250 dirt bike. And he tried to take that thing out and drive it back to West Virginia, man. No headlights. Uh, you know, it's a dirt bike. It's not a trail bike. No headlight, no nothing. In the dark, drunk. Yeah. And you know how that goes, man. It goes 1 to 100 out, you know what I mean? It goes from 1 to 100 out of nowhere, you know. I was tired of fucking around, you know. I wanted to go home. And I figured my dad could probably talk him into getting in, you know. So, like I said, I raced home, and my dad found him, you know. He had been staying with me for a good while, working with me, you know. We said we was gonna do that our whole life, dude. I was like, man, when we grow up, dude, you gotta come stay with me out there and go to work. Actions, Billy Western. And he went and stayed with my other cousin out in Ohio for a while. And then I went out there. I was like, bro, I got a house, all that, bro. Come stay with me, man. And so he came and stayed with me. Me and him was running 100 miles an hour. He was used to, go fast back there. And we was smoking. So, yeah, when they found his fucking bag had, break my damn legs, what I'm going to do. He had stuff in his bag he shouldn't have had. I was like, nah, he wasn't even doing that out here. You know what I mean? Even though we was getting buck wild on, smoking that, you already know, no, taking blasts. I ain't got to spell it out to you. Acting stupid, going 1,000 miles an hour. We were young, back in the 20 years old, you know. And like I said, we went out that night, man. Just a bad fucking night. And then another bad decision after another bad decision, bro. And next thing I know, man, the fucking troopers are knocking on my door, man. I'm like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, I wake up, right? I was sauced. You know what I'm saying? I was drunk. So I was figuring I was getting arrested for fucking whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I ain't even dawning on me that, like, I'm looking for my cousin and all that yet. You know what I mean? My dad just comes like, hey, state troopers at the door for you. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, goddamn, why ain't you telling him I wasn't here? He's like, come on, man, you gotta come talk to him, man. And yeah, man. I had rolling papers and some trees out on the table too, dude. And that was a big deal back then. Like that's shit, that was a big deal. It wasn't legal here like it is now. And I definitely had no prescription back in. So yeah. Like I'm surprised. Like the only reason they didn't jam me up is because of that, you know. And they gave me the bad news. And yeah. Talking about fucked up, bro. Yeah, I was pretty fucking bad off, dude. Almost didn't make it out of that one myself, man. Yeah. Talk about running 1,000 miles an hour, dude. After that, man, I went out there where my cousins was at. And yeah. I mean, I was so bad off, man. I couldn't even open my eyes without you know, regurgitating. You know what I mean? Without everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I opened my eyes, I was OD. You know what I mean? So, uh, Yeah, I almost didn't make it out of that one myself, man, for real. I was out there for like almost a week, and I was slapped the whole time. It was a bad, dark days, boys, for sure. Those were dark days, man. And I don't even know how I got to talking about that tonight, man, like that, man, because that is a pretty emotional thing for me, dog, for real. It's crazy that I got it out, man, for real. That's wild. I guess felt comfortable with you guys tonight, I guess. But yeah, nah, man, that fucking sucked, bro. That was tough. That was fucking tough, man. Uh, I miss him to this day, man. And I had this crazy dream, man. Like shortly after it happened, man. And like he came, like, and he was like right over top of me, like this, while I was laying on the couch. I fell asleep on the couch because I was still getting smacked. You know what I mean? I was drinking at the house and stuff. I didn't have access to pharmaceuticals like I did when I was hanging out with my cousins. So I was like getting smacked at the house drinking, you know. And I had this dream, man, and I was on the couch and like I could see, like in the dream, I could see myself on the couch, but then I could also see him like over top of me, man. And he was just like this, like right over top of me. And he was like, I don't even know, bro. But when I woke up, it felt so weird, dude. Like it was like he was almost like he was there. You know what I mean? Like it was so weird, dude. When I woke up, uh, I wasn't scared, like you know what I mean, or none of that, man. It was like he was like, letting me saying bye or whatever, dog. I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. So, oh man, but that was why. It's the last time I've dreamed about him, dude. For real, that's the last time. That's what makes it even more eerie. You know what I mean? Even more odd. So, but yeah, I hope he forgave me, man. That's all. But yeah, man. Shit. Yeah, so that story was easy to tell. Oh man. Did get me a little bit fucked up, boys. Did get me a little fucked up. And trust me, man, it was a long road. Some of that probably had to do with you know, latter years after that, and a lot of things that happened in my life and bad decisions that I made after that probably had a lot to do with a lot of that stuff too. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's why I'm always like, don't drink and drive. And believe me, man. Sorry. God dang it. Running my foot with the door trying to get back in. And believe me, man, I definitely was a dumbass after that. For sure. So, you know, trust me. But I don't think that I was trying to like, get up out of here at that time. So I didn't care about nothing. You know. So I've made some bad decisions after that. It wasn't something that like woke me up. It was something just like made me almost even worse. But thank goodness, man, that we've made our way to where we are today, for sure. That was a hard part of my life. We've had a couple of them, man. More than a couple. Yeah, I think so, man. I think so, man. If not right away, I think he does now. People you live and you learn, man. You try to do better, man. That's all you can do. And In retrospect, man, probably why I'm like that when I go out with people too. You know, like if I go out with you, man, everybody that went out with me, we're all coming back, dog. Regardless of what happens or who says what or what goes down, I'm gonna make sure we all coming back. By God, if I'm coming back, we all coming back, or we all going to stay there. One of the three. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, man. Even if I barely know you, like if we go out as a collective group, and you was part of that group that we left and got to the concert or whatever, or wherever we might have went in public. You know what I mean? Damn, that sucks, bro. Nah, my man shoots hoop every day too, so damn near every day anyway. So, nah, that sucks, bro. That's inconvenient as a motherfucker. Yeah, I got there the other day to the gym, and homeboy, I think he's the other guy that was using the box that I use for the decline push-ups, and he was using it. I was like, damn, man, I'm bummed, man. He's actually using that shit. I ain't never seen nobody use it. And so I used the big stool. I think I might just go to using that for real when people are there. If somebody's using it for sure. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use that thing instead of trying to stack up. Usually I try to stack up. They have like these little squares, and you stack them up on these big long pieces, and then you can do my declines off of that. But oh, that's even better. That's even better if you're gonna get a nicer one, man. Yeah, that's even better if you're gonna get a nicer one. Upgrade, upgrade with two P's for a double dose of pimping. You know what I'm saying? Get an upgraded one with two P's. You heard? Damn, boys, we about to wrap this thing up tonight, man. Shoot, man, I don't think I could be much more entertaining than telling that story tonight. You know what I mean? Especially on Easter Eve, like it is. I hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow. You know, Jesus resurrected tomorrow or tonight, and or this is at least a celebration of it happening. If it didn't happen on this date, this is the celebration of it happening. So either way, you know, make that of what it is, you know, whatever you want to make it. But definitely look up the Shroud of Turin and figure out that you know, still unexplained, whole lot of mystery to that. And being that it would take like I can't remember, like 10 megajoule watt something. Look, I'm an electrician. I didn't even understand it, but it sounded like a whole lot of electricity to make that happen on the Shroud of Turin. So check it out, man. So and it's just something interesting, even if you don't uh believe that's what it is or that's what happened or in it at all. It's still an interesting thing, man, to check out because you know serious scientists and scholars and academia and all that has looked at this thing and nobody can really explain what's going on there. So anyhow, y'all, absolutely check in with me tomorrow. I'm gonna probably be on early. I'm gonna have to be up out of here probably by 9:15 Eastern. So we're gonna probably do the strain review very early in the morning, maybe 7, 8. I'm gonna come straight out here after I get done getting dressed. Uh, what happened? Oh, it's on Discovery a lot. Yeah, that's I think where I probably seen it the first time. It's probably on there. There's been a whole lot of information come out on it though, so don't leave it at like those back in the '90s documentaries that they be showing all the time and re-showing like 2002 and stuff like that. And Discovery still show you the same one from back then when there's like heap loads of more information on stuff, and it's been examined a whole lot since the '90s for sure. But oh yeah, the William Shatner thing, the new one. I don't think I've seen it on there. I don't think so. I was watching a thing on YouTube though about it, and somebody else was talking about it too on a show. I don't know. I don't think it was Joe Rogan. It might have been, but I can't swear to that. Oh no, it was Sean Ryan on the Sean Ryan show. They was talking about it. And that's what got me looking into it today. But yeah, I know. I'd like to have one of them Surons or whatever. Them things are bad. Like they're almost like a little dirt bike, but they're electric. Anyhow, be good to yourself, boys. Don't be so hard on yourself like I am all the time. Happy Easter. Tap in with me in the morning. You want a sneak peek? Since it's just us, the strong family in here, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek of what it is. Oh, what? What is that? Why's that? Why's that? I want to see what it is myself. Look, it's not open, brother. It's not open. Let's see. See? It's not open. We haven't done nothing with it. We haven't smelled it. Nothing. Waiting for y'all, brother. Waiting for y'all. I would never do that to y'all. I would never do a review before I did the review. You dig what I mean? That'd be crazy. Anyhow, listen. Don't be hard on yourself like I am. It's Easter. Tell loved ones and even some people that you don't even like that you like them. You know what I mean? But tell your loved ones you love them. Get them something nice like a giant Easter bunny or everybody loves Reese Pieces or Reese Cups. Um, shoot, Peeps. I don't mess with them. A lot of people like Peeps this time of year though. So, and they got about every flavor marshmallow you can think of. So, anyhow, y'all, happy Easter. Be good to yourself. Tell your loved ones you love them. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Bicycle. You know what it is.